Lesson 107, number 24. It's one of those show problems. Show the left-hand side looks like the right-hand side. I actually had to kind of mess around with the right-hand side and do a lot just to figure out what needed to happen to the left-hand side to make it turn into the right-hand side. So we know that secant is 1 over cosine, or we should know that these are reciprocal functions. So I can rewrite this as 1 over cosine 2x. And then I didn't know which one. You know how cosine has these three. If you look in your formula sheet, which I don't have a copy of at home, but it's might be in the back of your book, cosine 2x has the 3 different identities, right? I didn't know which one to choose because I'm going to stick one of them right there, and I didn't know which to choose. So I went over to the right hand side and I kind of messed around with it a little bit until I figured out which one was the right one to choose. Like I looked at the right hand side, I wrote the top as 1 over cosine over 2 minus, well, secant is reciprocal of cosine, so I wrote it like that. Then I did the common denominator thing because that didn't help me figure out which one to use. So did the common denominator thing, see, I have 2 minus 1 over cosine x. I wrote that as 2 cosine x over cosine x, like multiply the top and bottom by cosine x. And that's where this 2 cosine x squared minus 1 came from. And then I brought it up to the top. You know how I do that? Like I multiplied by the reciprocal or whatever. And the cosines canceled out and I ended up with 1 over 2 cosine squared x minus 1, which is actually this identity, so then that made me know which one. It just helped me choose this. If I would have chosen one of the other ones, it probably would have worked out, but I just didn't know which one to choose, so that's how I did that. Okay, so there's that. And then I started doing it on different paper because I thought I was going down the wrong path, but I end up turning this thing into 1 over cosine. I did it on this paper right here. Or sorry, 1 over secant. Cosine and secant go together. Okay, so see what I did? I just traded the cosine squared x 1 over secant squared x minus 1. And that, because that 2 was already out there, and then I multiplied. I mean, the 2's there from the formula that I replaced this with. And then I distributed, and I ended up with this. And then what did I do next? Common denominator down here. So you end up doing fraction math. I looked in the answer book. They did it kind of like this. They did the fraction math with the common denominator. So see, I had to multiply like if it was 2 over, hopefully you're understanding the fraction math. If it was 2 over 1, I multiply the top and bottom by secant squared x. And that's where that one came from. And then I'm just writing it as a single fraction. It'll be 2 minus 2 secant squared x all over secant squared x right here. And then, you do that thing where you bring it up and flip it upside down. And there it is, and it's done. Okay, so you do it with your own style, but this way worked.